Photographers are like milk. They curdle at warm temperatures. They come from cows. They don't last very long in bed. But still, I want to help them, and I'm going to help 10 of them today. They will be helped.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
I got the tonne. All the tonne is mine today. I'm sorry if you wanted some. Not in the cards, buddy. We're on the Sony a7S III with the Voidy Lander, 35mm tonne 1.2. Let the glory be in your heart. Hello everyone, I'm looking for an action vlogging cam to buy used. Can you guys help? Who are you talking to? Hey guys, everybody, you're talking to the expert here, the vlogging wizard. Address me by my name. Help me. Chose between DJI Pocket 2 combo, the DJI Action 1, or the more affordable budget, or DJI Action 2, Sean from Naples, Italy. All right, here's the deal. You got 3 decent options. The DJI Action 2 has deal-breaking flaws, I'm telling you. There's no SD card unless it's transferred to. It's a cube system. It records in here and then transfers in like 7 hours to the bottom piece, and then you can get your footage. That is stupid. You can't use spare batteries. You have to buy the whole extra block. $100 is it? I have to remember to stay here. Don't drift. Right here. And I'm in focus and it's perfect. This is the cinema. Don't get the Action 2. DJI Pocket 2 or Action 1, I would go with the Action 1 just because you can put filters on it, glimmer glass, got the cage, audio adapter, everything's great. I don't like the form factor of the DJI Pocket 2. It's a dick with a wiggle thing at the top. Don't wiggle at me. Once you get one of those close-up filters, you're now in focus on the DJI Action, whereas the Pocket 2 has bad autofocus that loses you. It hunts. At least it did on mine. Maybe the firmware updated. It doesn't look like it's phase detect perfection. So, Action 1, easy solution. Hey man, I was thinking of buying my first action cam, hoping you could help me out. Should I go with Action 1 or Sony X3000 for now, or should I wait for DJI to make an incremental update to the Action 2? Smartphone? Ken, meanwhile, thanks for not telling me which smartphone you have. That helps a lot. I love the details. It's funny, the X3000 still has a place in this world. It's pretty good, but I would still go with the Action 1 just because you can get good external audio. You can put filters on there. It has better stabe. You will notice it. Like, I like the more natural look of the Sony X3000 with its optical, and it'll look better in low light because it's actually not digital jerky shit. But the usability is so much better on the Action with the custom modes, and the menu system's so good, touchscreen. Like, X3000 is ancient now. It needs an update so bad. It's been updated like 4 times, but so the RXO, we'll get to you guys. Maybe next week I will chop you. Hello, I have a question for you, Casey. I'd like to upgrade from the crippled Sony a6400. Thinking about going the XT4 route. Why? IBIS, better color, 4K 60, 10-bit, yada yada. Anyways, I've been relying on Sony autofocus for years. How does the XT4 compare? You saw what happened to me last week. That's why I'm selling that bitch. That freak. Here's the deal. Fuji sees faces where there are none and ignores human faces when they are smiling at you. If you wear sunglasses, it's over. Hunting for shit. Every time I see this face tracking box, it appears in trees, bookshelves, in stores near you. It's terrible. I don't understand. It's the algorithms. Fuji is the worst. For the most part, if you're doing this type of video and you're not wearing sunglasses, it'll keep you for the most part, but you can't trust it to do a damn thing. And the colors are subjective. You get the 10-bit, so it'll grade better, but if you just do a cine match, Sony to Canon colors, like, you're good to go. I've done it on the ZV-1. It looked great. That's 8-bit. Like, who cares? I'll be using the Sigma 18 to 35, Tokina 11 to... You're grounded. You are grounded. Biscuits only for 6 weeks with the Fringer 2 Pro adapter. Oh, God. I touched the mic. Native lenses don't perform that great. Your system, much worse. Adapters And then like Canon glass, don't even look. There's a guy on YouTube, I forget his name, but he tried that for a bit and he's like, it works pretty good. Half of his video is always out of focus, it's jumping. Don't do it. Stop touching me, Fuji. Stop touching me. Will the low light performance improve or is it noisier? Using it for music videos, automotive videos, and basic photography. Thank you so much, I enjoy your videos a lot. I think Sony is more reliable in every area. You might prefer a Fuji look here and there, but just stick with the Sony. It'll at least latch on to your subject and not leave. You get a gimbal, you're in a music video. You can't use handheld Sony footage. Be real with yourself. But Fuji, I don't know. It's a good system. I like it, but until the XH2 comes out with a new processor, maybe then the autofocus will be reliable. Not right now. We've got another action cam question, but a slightly different. Which action cam would you recommend for basic things like hiking, riding bikes at the beach, things like that, GoPro or DJI? I prefer the GoPro, but it's much more expensive. So can you afford the GoPro? Then get it. If not, come over here to DJI. It'll be just as good, if not better. A lot of people prefer it. I kind of prefer it. But I'd like the GoPro better just because it has better slow-mo, it's stabilized slow-mo, slightly more dynamic range, barely, but somewhat noticeable. Just better exposure, just a little more polished. Side rant. They're coming out with this new Enduro battery. It's amazing. Why wasn't that at launch? Why didn't it come? You wait like a couple months. Everybody's bought a bunch of spare batteries. And it's like, oh, what? Oh, man. I'm going to return my spare battery, aren't I? And then Enduro for life. It's probably going to make all the glitches happen. Side test. What if we were on the 16 to 35 G Master? Right now at 35, Tony 2.8. Let's stop it down. Oh, that is disgusting. Oh, 2.8. Is it magical enough? You let me know. We'll stay here for a little bit. One segment. I heard Nikon dropped a steaming pile Z something with huge, honking, expensive glass that adapts to no other system in all of creation. Threat to Sony or just wet dream for Nikon fanboys? Oh, you sound like you should be writing articles for motorcycle biker babes. Until Nikon starts investing in hinge technology so I can have a flippy screen and YouTubers can do this shit, they're not even on my radar. They keep forgoing that screen. Oh, it flips up. Photographers prefer the center line. Everything's, once you do this, your neck just breaks. Nikon basically just copies Sony technology years later. Like they're still playing the catch-up game. There's not much difference. Some might prefer the color science and ergonomics. That's what they seem to have better. Better grip, better button placement, things like that. Lights on the buttons, fantastic. Nice glass, but more expensive, heavier. Sony's great. They're just miniaturized. You got a little claw grip. You hate using it. It's not fun. You do this a lot. But the technology inside is hard to beat. This Tony 2.8 is bullshit. Let's go back to 1.2 and go closer to the camera. One of my shades is possibly in focus. Just this corner here. The cinema's yours. Hi Camera Conspiracies, I have a Fuji X-T4, I'm sorry to hear that. I want to vlog with the 16mm 1.4, oh nice and light. I love that combo. It's super wide too, with the digital stabe. Hold it right here if you can. That's good times. But unfortunately it's not in the budget, good. You're not missing much. How do you feel about the 15 to 45? 23.5 for vlogging. It's a budget lens. I tried that kit lens, it's so budget. I hate the little plastic cap that comes with it, but it was somewhat decent, somewhat stable, but I gotta be honest with you, Fuji for vlogging has been the worst. It's just so unreliable in that autofocus, like no matter what settings I tried, you remember when I first got it, I kept trying to like vlog with it. I was like, I love the image so much, but oh man, like people were yelling at me, like sell that thing. But I held on, it was the best camera I had at the time. But then we got the little Sony horse. I would 100% recommend a Panasonic G85 over the Fuji X-T4. You just tap and lock and you're done. Fuji will hunt the whole time pretty much. Sometimes it's somewhat reliable, but wear sunglasses, it's over. If there's faces in the trees, you're done. That lens was okay. There was enough tonne for outside. It was pretty stable and very light. Somewhat wide too, with the 15mm. It's not bad. You could do worse. Don't ever get it. How come the A7S III is in the shop? Tear of sadness. Listen, buddy, keep up. Keep up with the show. Do you walk into somebody's TV party and say, okay, let's start it. Season 2, episode 4. Okay, this is a good show. Who's that guy? Why did he steal his hamburger? I thought they were married. What's happening with the show? Watch the whole show from the beginning, you piece of dick. Oh, the pet peeves of being a YouTuber. You put out the content. This is not like oh, I'll watch one episode here and there. This one looks interesting. All the others don't. I don't care about action cams. I'll not watch that. This is a series from start to finish. The quest for the perfect camera. What will we learn? Who are the friends we'll make along the way? This is a show here. So I've explained many times I had a dead pixel. You guys noticed it. They were yelling at me. I didn't even see it until one of you pointed out. I was like, no, that wouldn't. Oh my God. I had a dead pixel, so I sent it in. Listen to this. Little side rant on Sony repair systems. I send this thing in. I'm waiting like 3 weeks. I haven't heard from them. I'm like, what's going on here? So I emailed them. I'm like, do you have my A7S III? Like, I'm just wondering the pixel. And they're like, oh yeah, we received it. We haven't started. We didn't know what to repair. I forgot to print out the repair sheet thing that said what was wrong with the camera. So they just received this camera with nothing. It's like, all I had was my receipt in there. And they're like, thank you for the camera? They didn't contact me though. Like my shipping number, like my phone number is on the shipping label. They didn't say nothing. They didn't email me. So 3 weeks, finally, it's like, oh, sorry. Yeah, a dead pixel. And they were looking for it and finally they repaired it. I think they replaced the sensor because it said replaced tech. So you're lost, Sony. That's the most expensive part of that camera. And I had a super deal. You made no money. But it's back now. They fixed it. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but that happened within 1 year. It was barely under the warranty, but it was. They paid for shipping, so I didn't have to pay anything to fix it. Thankfully, hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it does, never again a Sony product. Seems like you need to find a bridge camera to pair with your action camera. A bridge camera that has mic input could work for indoor studio too. You're gonna use a bridge camera in here. Worse than a Sony ZV-1. You should be arrested. Which one would you recommend? I have the same problem. Want to film birds, wildlife with kayaking? Check out video comparison of the zooms. No. But which one is best for video? FC1000? Oh God. Oh, just stop talking. I've been down that road. The best bridge cam right now is still the RX10 Mark IV. And it wasn't really good enough. It was barely wide enough for vlogging. Weird colors, terrible colors. And then it was somewhat okay, but it just looked so much worse than like the Olympus did with a cheap lens. Ah man, so I can't really recommend, but that would be the one. Super slow-mo, like it has some specs, it's expensive. You might go, I don't know, I've never tried the Nikon P950. I think that might be okay, I doubt it. Or the Canon SX70. Those are the ones that have mic jacks. They're somewhat respectable. Not really, don't get any. Other than your weird aversion to wireless stuff. Oh, you plebs of society. How come you don't drink dish soap? It cleans things. It's poison. Oh, it's just, Wi-Fi is fine. Sleep with your Wi-Fi modem next to your head, you donkey freak. Put your cell phone under your pillow and text your mom in the middle of the night. Sweet nothings. Why not the Pocket 2 over the DJI Action? I just explained it. Terrible autofocus. Ugly. Form factor. A case that you need. Oh, I hope it fits in time before it shuts up. Stupidest camera I've ever seen. It's okay, but I prefer the Action 1. Awesome stabilization, better image, not to mention better audio connection. Not really. The audio connectors makes it longer and stupid, and it's the same, if not worse quality, and it's held by your hand. It's poking out of your hand awkwardly. Ow. If you were convinced that the wireless wasn't going to give you space aids or whatever you think, Would you use the Pocket 2? With that wired dongle on my neck, giving me cancer, it's the space variety, no. I don't like it. Action 1 is solid, I can put filters on there. Where's my Glimmer Glass DJI Pocket 2 tiny boys? Where are they? They don't exist, do they? No, they don't. That's the only reason I use action cams, because I can Glimmer Glass them. Take that to the bank. I've seen that Pocket 2 on sale, the creator bundle for like $407 Canadian. The white version. I almost pounced again, but it's not reliable. I like the tiny action cams. I realize we're not close enough. The Tuna is ours. Embrace it. Don't move much. Last question. Ever considered an FZ300? Oh man. Oh, my pineal gland hurts. I got one for less than the price of an Osmo Action. Perfect travel cam. Constant aperture and a mic jack. Big zoom. What more could you want? Manual focus, like your J85 for vlogs. Does it have that tap to focus lock? Ooh, you might be onto something here. Small sensor eliminates most of the focusing problems because everything's in focus and therefore cheap looking. Am I in focus? Right here I am. No lenses to buy too. You could go that way if you wanted to, but I doubt anybody would follow you off a cliff. I would be somewhat interested in an FC2000 1-inch sensor, stacked, new super shit, 1,000 frames per second slow-mo, fully articulator, 20 to 1200 lens. If you can pull that off, Panty Boy, Vlog in there. Don't you leave that out. Don't charge me $90 for it either. I've helped you all so much. It just feels good to give back. Once you've built up this kind of knowledge and then you just teach, that's what it's all about. So thank you all for listening to my advice and buying the cameras through my affiliate links, even though I never provide them. You could still thumb up the video and buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Shop around in the Amazon shop down there. That's fun times. I've done it. I'm gonna go. After you subscribe. The microphone's at my neck. Huh?